Well, hello there, my name is Vladimir, welcome to my home studio. Today we are taking a trip to a memory lane, I think that's how you say it. And we're checking out the first pedal I ever had, which is the Zoom 505 Mark II. I don't exactly remember what year it was, but I think I was around 12, 13, 14, so somewhere around 2000 to 2003, in that range. I had a really cheap, bought from Russia, electric guitar with just a single bridge humbucker. You'll see a photo of me playing that right now. And I also had this incredibly crappy, Laney, whatever, practice amp. And at some point I realized I should probably have a tuner. And for whatever reason I decided that I needed to have a floor-based tuner so I could tune between the songs I was playing at school and with some friends every now and then, so it did actually have a little bit of practical use for me to have that. And while browsing whatever music store's website here in Finland, I stumbled upon this. The floor tuner, which probably was the Boss TU2 at the time, was about 50 euros, but only for 30 euros more I convinced my dad to buy me this. Because not only it has a tuner, but it has crazy amount of effects. Let's put it here on this camera. There's a bunch of effects, modulation, EQ, wah, and stuff like that. So obviously I'm going to buy this one instead just of the tuner, because imagine how much stuff I'm getting with this. This isn't the unit that I bought that day. I sold mine many years ago. But when I was chatting with my friends, my buddy Michiel said that, hey, you could do a video of your first pedal. And I started to think that, yeah, that's a really fun idea. And browsed through a Finnish kind of musician's website where they have the marketplace as well, and found this for 20 bucks. And man, this is a fun thing to have back in my collection. This unit feels incredibly plasticky. I think it came out in like really late 90s, like 1999 or something like that, or really early 2000s. And the standards for the cheap pedals were slightly different than what we have almost 20 years later. And this is just, everything is plasticky and feels a bit flimsy. And as you can see, this exact unit is missing the battery compartment hatch, I think you call it. Whatever, you can see what's missing here basically. On the top side, there's the input jack, there's a DC plug-in. You can actually plug in an expression pedal to it. I don't have any at my disposal, so I cannot try that one out. And there's an output as well, and you could actually play this with your headphones as well. I don't know if it has any kind of cap sim or anything like that, but it says phones, so we'll believe that that's what it does. As you can see on the pedal, there's crazy amount of kind of options. This just adjusts the overall level of the patch. You can add a compressor or limiter or wah. That's fun how they group those. Then there's the distortion section, which has acoustic first, which is weird. Acoustic, FDR clean, I'm guessing that's Fender Clean. There's rhythm, OD, distortion, blues, fuzz, lead, metal, MS drive, not sure what that is, BG drive, and PVY drive? PV drive? We'll try those out, they are probably awesome. Then there's the gain knob, and right now I have to confess that the only way I used this pedal was, well, first of all, I used it as a tuner, but the other thing I did was going to this gain section, turning the gain all the way up to 99. Let's see. No, this is super slow to do it like this. Anyway, I turned it up to 99. I think that's the maximum value of the gain on this. And then I maximized the gain of on my amp as well. And that was my sound for several years actually. And yeah, that's what I did. I know it's really common for beginners to do that, and yeah, we can actually try that setting. We'll maximize the gain on the Rev Dynamis, and then we'll maximize the gain on this and listen to a super rough estimation of what my super signature sound was. But yeah, basically there's distortion, you select which one you want, you adjust the gain of that, then there's the EQ/phase, 1 through 50, so there's like 50 different modulation effects or EQs. I'm not 100% sure how this works. Interesting. We'll take a look at that as well. Contour, So you might be able to EQ this somehow. Then Z and R, I'm not sure what that means. Something / amp. We'll try that out as well. I did check the manual how to create the presets because I didn't learn to use this when I was younger, but I have no idea what all of these options are, so we'll be in for surprise, you and me both. Modulation setting, chorus, flanger, doubling, interesting. Tremolo, step, cry. Cry is probably like crybaby. Pitch, ring modulation, and slow attack. Sounds awesome. In the delay section, there's delay, echo, hall, and room. Well, there's 2 reverbs and 2 delays. And time, not sure how this works again, but we'll try it out. So yeah, basically you can take a bunch of this stuff, you can configure it, and you can, by the way, also disable all of these if you want by double pressing the button over here. Let's disable just everything. Well, control you cannot disable. This you can, gain you cannot disable. Disable that one, and yeah. So basically you can go through all of these settings and apply as much stuff as you want, and then you hit store and it will store it to whatever preset bank you want. And when you're done adjusting that preset, go to play, and as the name suggests, you're in the play mode where you can browse through the different presets. That's it. It's kind of actually pretty simple, but yeah, I'm now super interested to hear what's going on there. Alright, I've set up the amp. I tried to watch that this isn't in the shot, very professional. Adjust the patch level because you can kind of drive the amp as well if you want. This is the clean sound on the Rev Dynamics, the clean channel, which doesn't even have a gain knob. We're going into the 2-note torpedo live behind me, the Rev 4x12, pretty much as always. So yeah, you could just with this, you could drive the clean channel. Like that. Let's start checking out what's going on in the pedal. Let's go to the comp wah. That doesn't actually sound too bad. Okay, so you can see that with the C it meant the comp, then there's a bunch of limiters. I don't know if we need a limiter. I want to go to the wah section and see what happens. Obviously not too much because we don't have an expression control, but yeah, you could have a wah with this as well. Nice. And the compressors don't sound bad. There isn't too much you can adjust with them, but they sound decent. Distortion, acoustic, interesting. So this is the Fender Clean, I guess. Pretty quiet as well. Rhythm OD. I wonder if I can like adjust the value of this in any way. Alright, distortion. Beautiful. I only now realize that this is where I can adjust the gain. So if I go back to the OD and then I do this. Oh yeah. Nice, let's go back to the distortion. Sounds like a metal zone to me, and that may be a good or bad thing depending on your likings of metal zone, I think. So yeah, that works. Next one. So this is blues. I like the fact that they went to the scale of 0 to 30. Whoa! It's just very random scale to pick, but yeah. Fun! Then fuzz. This is not bad, this is fun. Interestingly enough, there's a noticeable lag when playing with the fuzz and adding a lot of gain. What a weird pedal, to be honest. I'm having fun with this, so $20, yeah, it was worth it. After the fuzz, there's the lead. Actually, this suits the kind of more traditional rock thing better than the distortion thing? Yeah, distortion thing. Again, that sound isn't horrible. Like, it's not beautiful, but it's not horrible. Something MS Drive. It's a thing. Whoa! BG Drive, big drive. Just had to check that I'm not clipping anywhere. And PV Drive. Now this is interesting. What a weird pedal, but man, this is fun. Okay, I cannot disable distortion from here, but I can do it from here. Nice! Let's move on to the other parts of the pedal. I don't know what this EQ thing is. Let's try it out. So I think they are offering you like 50 different EQ curves you can choose from, which is an interesting choice. Yeah, with emphasis on different frequencies. Let's disable that, I don't need that. And the same goes for the contour as well. No? So you can select the... You see there's a line between phase and contour, and some of us didn't realize how that works. So we have this, and then we go to the contour. Interesting. Let's disable the EQ, we don't need that. Let's go Z on R/amp. I would have to guess if you want this to sound decent with your headphones, you would probably have to have these on. Just guessing based on what the current technology is. Let's skip that and go to modulation, which I'm really looking forward to. More chorus! Beautiful! CP something, and then we go to Flanger. I obviously want to check out the extreme settings. Beautiful! Alright, doubling is something I'm really interested in. It's like a slapback delay. Interesting. Oh. My bad country impression, but you get the idea. Interesting that they named these like a really short slapback delay doubling. Well, it does kind of do that. Tremolo. that it goes into chorusy territory suddenly. Step. Ooh. I do not understand this effect. It does stuff in really random patterns. Cry. Ottawa, basically. Interesting. Works pretty well. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, works. Pitch. Can you hear the delay in this? So that's an octave below. So this is would that be like the third? It doesn't track the lower strings that well. What? What? Try to demonetize that one. What a weird. Yeah, so this is the octave above and below. Nice. Weirdly enough, this one tracks better than just the octave up below. I don't know why. Fun. And what we have left? Ring modulator. Something that everyone needs, obviously. Beautiful. Try to demonetize that as well. Alright, let's stop that one. Slow attack. Ooh. Nice, that's actually a good one. And then it got weird. Yeah, so there's that delay reverb section. And here you can adjust the time. I don't know how this time is calculated. Yep, it's a delay, it works. Echo. So this is more like analog delay or something like that, a bit darker. Nice, not bad. Hall reverb. And then the room. That's a really short delay. Not delay, but reverb. So yeah, that's how you operate the whole thing, and if you're still with me, well done. Just fun, let's try to create like an actual patch of stuff, and let's go for something ambient where there's a lot of effects. So I want to go to the echo delay maybe first. Yep, that's good. Keep that in. A little bit of chorus. Alright, I'm liking it already. We probably don't need to EQ it, but we could put a compressor there. And some gainage. Let's probably go for the OD. That was pretty nice. tried something else as well, but actually now I'm running out of modulation settings, which is kind of silly. Let's try out this and see what it does. Honestly, that's not a bad sound for a €80 pedal from 1999 or somewhere around that time, so yeah. So yeah, now that we want to store this, we just hit this, we select the bank A1, and the fun or weird or interesting thing is that this pedal doesn't actually have, like, you can disable this pedal. You can engage the tuner, but then it will mute. No, wait, it won't mute the signal. I remembered it wrong. So you can kind of technically bypass this. But it's clearly meant to be used as like you just create all of your presets over here. Let's see what the previous user has created. Absolutely not. Whoa. Interesting. Yeah, you get the idea. This is how you are supposed to use the pedal, basically. Just create a bunch of patches and just browse through them back and forth. Overall, I'm actually impressed because I didn't, like, as I mentioned, I didn't learn how to use this. And this is fun. It's not awful by any means. It's not perfect by any means either. But like, as a beginner pedal, if I would have put in the time, like, this is fun. Like, the effects are okay, the distortions are okay, and yeah. The only thing that the build quality is such that many people have said that the input and output jacks were broken. Obviously, this is missing the battery compartment. So it wasn't like built to last, basically. I mean, yeah, making it plastic saved cost, and again, if we think about when this was released, so almost 20 years ago or so, the build standards were very different and there's much less competition. Like, pedals have gone absolutely crazy in the last 5 to 10 years, 10 to 5 years. But yeah, this was super fun. As I said, I didn't like play the pedal before shooting this video, so my reactions were my initial reactions. I brought it here, it sat on the shelf for a while, I was sick, and now I'm back to shooting stuff. Yeah, this is fun. I'm super happy to have this in my collection, and who knows, maybe every now and then there will be a crazy track where I want to use the ring modulation or something. It's just cool to have stuff like this like hanging around, and oh boy, if I had learned to use it back then instead of doing the gain thing. Oh, by the way, we have to do the gain thing. I completely forgot. Let's disable everything else on this preset. We just want to have the distortion. By the way, I didn't even, when I was doing the whole gain thing, I didn't even understand what it means. Like, I didn't browse through pedals, I just went for something and turned the gain all the way up. Right now we are on the OD. Let's go on the gain channel of the Dynamis like this. Take the reverb out. Well, Well, obviously we need more gain. Yeah. So that was my first pedal, the Zoom 505 Mark II. I would love to hear what was your first pedal, and did you actually learn to use it, or did you just turn the gain up or some level control all the way up and went with that? Let me know down in the comments, and if you found this video entertaining, fun, useful, educational perhaps, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. And I also want to remind you that I still have my 30th anniversary t-shirt sale going on. They look like this, the shirts, that is. So if you want to celebrate me getting to my 4th decade and also support my trip to NAMM 2019, go get yourself one by following the link below in the description. You don't have to, but you can, and I would really appreciate that if you do. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button that shall be appearing on the screen, or there's the button below as well. You know how the YouTube works. And yeah, time's to stop rambling, I think, and get some coffee, because it's afternoon coffee time. Thanks for watching. Leave me a comment down below. What was your first pedal? Damn, I speak a lot, don't I? I wonder why that's happening. Like why? Why can't I just stop and, you know, I don't know.